We are at the home of Bernie and Carol Thompson, who were some of our dear friends when we lived here in Zimbabwe. And we have just finished a very beautiful dinner at their dining room table, roast beef and all the courses and all the trimmings, and it was just great. And we're set out here now on their beautiful veranda and just enjoying, sharing some of the good times. And Carol is a professional pianist. She travels all over the world doing concerts, and she used to play for us at church occasionally when we were here. And we're going to see if we can't get her to fire up the old piano directly and do a beautiful number for us. Carol and Bernie, it's wonderful to be in your home.
Thank you. It's lovely to have you here. We're really thrilled.
Would you like to say something to those boys of ours and that little girl of ours?
Yeah, we just can't believe that you've grown up. We've seen some beautiful photographs of you and your children, and we hope, please God, one day if we ever get to the States, to your part of the world, that we would have the pleasure and the privilege to meet up with you and play with the children and renew your acquaintance.
Oh, that's great. And Bernie, you have always been a star, a successful businessman and sort of an entrepreneur in your own right, and the promotion of bringing many things into this country, and you've been good for Zimbabwe. And it's been such a pleasure of mine to have known you. And Bernie has contacts all over the world, and he has traveled much of the world. And how many people are you corresponding with now?
About 123, I think, was the last.
Who does all of that letter writing? Carol.
Now that the fax has come to Zimbabwe, it's a much easier form of communication. Just spinning on the machine when it works, of course.
Isn't that amazing?
But Sam, I must confess, and Joyce, that we hadn't seen you for all these years, and we had often thought, where are you? What are you doing? And when we got that phone call, it was like being reborn again. I suppose that's the right expression or terminology. Yeah. But it's lovely to see you again. You haven't changed. You're still what I consider one of the few true men of the world today. There's not many left. And thinking and talking about the United States and the various presidents, etc., I think you could also head that way because of your oratory performances. I'm sure that somewhere along the line you'd push Perot one side, Clinton one side, and who would come up there but Sammy, baby.
Oh, good grief. Listen to this guy.
No, that's the fact, because, when I first met you, which is many years ago, you have that personality, or a person personified by your own being, and that is a fantastic attribute for you and all the people that you've brought a lot of love and happiness to in the world. And that must be a great thing for you to know that you have given so much to so many. And the last time I heard that saying was actually Winston Churchill, where he said, never had so much been done by so few for so many. And I think this is very characteristic of you. I've spoken enough. I hand you over to somebody else.
I paid him to say all that stuff. Well, thank you, Bernie. I appreciate that.
I don't say things that I don't mean, I can assure you.
Well, that's mighty kind of you.
It's lovely having you here, and you making an offer that if we come to America again, which I hope is not in the too distant future, because Darren is in New Mexico, and Carol hopefully will be playing again in America, and that's what the world is all about. What are friends for?
That is right.
And that's great. It's fantastic.
That is right. Your friends are a whole lot nicer than your relatives, because you can choose your friends, and your relatives, you're just kind of stuck with them, aren't you?
Well, that saying was actually said to us in Russia and Germany when we asked somebody in Germany coming from Rostock, it was East Germany as it was, And he pulled me aside and he said, you know, the Russians and communism, you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your relations, and we're related to that era. So I've heard that song, that saying before, and it's very true. And it's a ridiculous thing that happens, that you seem to get on better with friends than you do relations. Certainly in my field, except for my wife's mother and father-in-law, I get on well with them, but even with my own family, we're, as literally we are, miles apart. And as that famous author said, never the twain shall meet, and I think that's very true in my case.
Mm.
Yes.
Yes.
Get a picture by the piano. I want to get it.
All right. Okay. There's my JoJo. You having fun, honey?
Yes, I'm having a great time. I want to take them in there and let Carol play a little bit on the piano.
All right. Do you feel like it now, Carol?
Well,
Okay, you're on.
this piano was built for an Austrian princess, and we have the whole history of it, because when we bought the piano, it badly needed redoing, and in this part of the world we couldn't get any new strings or hammers or any parts, and in fact it's only just come back about a week or two ago from South Africa. It's been away for 10 months being rebuilt with parts they've got from Germany.
Okay, come. I want to get a picture of you standing.
Yeah,
Stay
but
close to her.
I don't know what the sound even is like. It probably needs a good tuning. But we're just waiting for it to be French polished.
Yeah. Okay, the two of you can.
We're here, we're here.
Okay.
Thank you, Carol. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
God bless you. This is a lot of Carol's posters from where she has played in different nations. We'll point out some of them there.
Romania,
Romania.
Russia, the Hermitage, the Great Hall. These two are the Great Hall of Leningrad now, St. Petersburg. The Tchaikovsky Hall. That was in Craiova. That was at the famous palace in Warsaw. There was Chopin's conservatoire, and Carol played in Warsaw there. And as a matter of fact, she was taken to Chopin's house where his piano was, and the Oskosky Palace actually she played in. And they unscrewed the piano for her just to put her hands on and run on the piano, which was quite an honor for them to do that.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And I see she performs under the name of Baron.
Baron, yeah, that's her professional name.
Uh-huh.
And there's a poster up at the end here, which we had the whole the Bolshoi ballet here, and I got them to sign all the various stars of the Bolshoi, this silhouettes of ballet. And they came here to the house, and then Carol, when she played in Leningrad, the Leningrad Orchestra came out here with the conductor Yuri Aridev actually, and they brought their orchestra here, and we had a concert in this house.
In this house?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Well, and on the patio, they took one of the pianos outside, and I had a few of about 4 different other embassies and ambassadors here, and the Russian ambassador, and we had a garden party, and I've got that on video. That's quite something.
Isn't that interesting?
So we like to think we're one of the very few people in the world who's ever had the Bolshoi at their house, as you see there, and the Leningrad Orchestra at their house, both performing.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing to see you again here. Find you such a fine young man. You were a bit of a lad when we were here, and I'm impressed with all of your trophies, and I understand that most of them were won in the United States. Golf. What a guy! What a guy!
I think it runs in the family that's playing golf.
All this talent
We have
runs
another
in the
son.
family.
Another son in the States through a golf scholarship.
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Well, Gary, I shot a pretty good game the other day. I shot 85, and then on the back nine, I shot
I like it. I like it.
another 85. So.
The dog.
Hey, dog.
We're putting our dog down.
I got the dog in.
He was all white. Don't look at him now because he's been out in the mud.
Getting a close up on a real. This is a full frontal on you, Ma.
Not on my stomach.
On your face.
This is Gary, the son of the Thompsons that they're proud of, and you can easily see why. Gary's a very humble person. He doesn't like to talk about his exploits and feats and accomplishments, but there are many. He's an avid golfer. He's a writer. He's single. He's he's handsome.
26 next month.
He's 26 next month. He's a drummer for a local church. He's just a fine young
And a
man.
graduate of UNLV in Las Vegas.
There you go.
How more American can you get than Las Vegas?
Well, Gary,
There
it's
you
one.
have it. That's the full package, and back to Carol.
No way. Turn up that Moonlight Sonata. That's really nice background music.
Yeah,
I'll
right.
get it.